In Edward Bellamy's 1888 novel, Looking Backward, the author envisions the 20th century as a socialist utopia in stark contrast to the 19th century capitalist society he lived in. In this transformed world, private property and capitalism have become relics of the past, replaced by a society where cooperation and the common good take precedence over individual pursuits. Initially, the novel received little attention, but it gained popularity with the printing of a second edition. The characters in the book symbolize this shift. Julian West, an aristocrat, embodies the values of the 19th century, while Dr. Leet represents the ideals of the 20th century. Narrator Julian West simplifies the 19th century society into four main social classes: the rich, the poor, the educated, and the uneducated. He uses the metaphor of society as a cart, with people as the force behind it instead of horses. However, this cart only benefits a select few, and the majority must exert immense effort to pull it. People are consumed by their social status, striving to climb to the top and, once there, fighting to maintain their positions. Julian is engaged to Edith Bartlett, both hailing from wealthy families. During a visit with Edith's family, they complain about labor strikes delaying the construction of the couple's new house and, consequently, their marriage. This situation highlights the stark disconnect between the privileged and the disadvantaged. Julian, plagued by insomnia, undergoes hypnotic sleep therapy administered by his physician one night. More than a century later, he awakens to find himself in the 20th century. Here, he encounters Dr. Leet, his wife, Mrs. Leet, and their daughter, Edith Leet. According to Dr. Leet, the 20th century has achieved perfection. The means of production have been nationalized, and everyone works for the state. Private ownership of goods and capital is a thing of the past, and competition has been minimized, leading to a reduced role for the government. In this transformed world, collective effort is directed towards a shared objective, and the government's primary role is to facilitate public service. It assists citizens in identifying and fulfilling their ideal roles in the workplace, optimizing overall productivity. Julian, however, grapples with adapting to this unfamiliar environment. Following a panic attack, he takes to the streets, bewildered by the stark differences from the 19th century. Julian observes that this new era lacks banks and shops, as the government directly distributes goods and services. Regardless of their economic contributions, all individuals receive an equal wage, a system that proves highly efficient and minimizes waste. The workforce, structured akin to the military and referred to as the industrial army, features various ranks. Motivation stems from mutual interdependence and a strong sense of solidarity, principles embraced by most Western nations. The Leet family reflects on the horrors of the 19th century class system and poverty. That evening, they escort Julian to a public dining hall, a luxurious space made possible by the allocation of public funds for the benefit of all. In this egalitarian society, there is no concept of menial labor, as every individual's contribution is equally valued, fostering a sense of equality without hierarchy. Julian is taken aback when he learns that the retirement age is typically 45. Dr. Leet explains that work is not considered life's primary purpose, and early retirement allows individuals to enjoy their post-working years while still in their youth. As Julian continues to explore this unfamiliar era, he observes a striking absence. There are no prisons in the 20th century. Dr. Leet clarifies that all criminal activity is perceived as a regression to an earlier stage of human development. Consequently, in this enlightened age, crime is exceptionally rare, rendering prisons and criminal institutions obsolete. Curious about the role of women in this transformed society, Julian inquires of Dr. Leet. The doctor explains that women have a distinct sphere of work, where they receive equal pay, and the desire for marriage still exists among them. Overwhelmed by the benefits of this era that he feels he hasn't earned, Julian shares his feelings with Edith Leet. To his relief, Edith reciprocates his affection. It's revealed that she is the great-granddaughter of Edith Bartlett, adding another layer of connection between their worlds. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.